Today I'm going to give away a free t-shirt, bring you a Comic Hero Throwdown Showdown fight, bring you comics news, and reveal the books I bought this week. How y'all doing? I'm Victor, and you are watching the Comic Hero Show. Now kick that logo! Welcome to this week's edition of the Comic Hero Show. I'm your host Victor Nunley, and I am the Comic Hero. Well, it's been a month since the last time I did an episode, and I'm glad to be back. And I want to thank everyone who reached out to me while I was taking a break from doing the show. Y'all, I mean, that really meant a lot. And I almost wanted to not do any more episodes until the new year, but I've been doing the show for 5 years. And I've never not done an episode for Christmas. I've been doing episodes for Christmas ever since the very beginning when I started doing this in 2013 again. And I just wouldn't feel right by just letting this year go by and not doing a Christmas episode. So, here we go. Christmas 2018. If you're watching this, no matter where you may be, Merry Christmas. I just hope that y'all that y'all are with family, because I don't care who you may be, unless they really did something that's beyond horrible. You can't replace family. You just can't. And as this is going on right now, I'm probably with my family right now. As a matter of fact, I am with my family right now. There is no probably. But very excited about being back, so let's kick things off like I usually do by giving away a free t-shirt. Alright, in the last episode I asked, which recurring Marvel character did Stan Lee play in Fantastic Four in 2005? Well, the correct answer is Willie Lumpkin. Now, some of y'all, when y'all answered, y'all said the mailman. I accepted that answer as well because that's what Willie Lumpkin is. Well, 6 people have answered correctly, and because they've answered correctly, your name's been entered in the drawing for a free tee. And that drawing takes place right now. So the winner of the free tee for this week's episode of the show is Derek Rhodes from Monroe, Louisiana. So congratulations, Derek, and win yourself a free Comic Hero tee. Alright, here's the question for next week's episode, and this is an Aquaman question. Of course, Aquaman coming in theaters this weekend. I'm gonna be sure to see that, by the way. But here's the question: which actress plays Aquaman's mother in the Aquaman movie? Now, here are a few hints. This actress is no stranger to DC movies. She also played. She also starred in Batman Forever back in 1995. She was once married to one of the greatest action stars ever. And she's currently married to a country music singer. Everyone who answers correctly will be entered in a drawing for a free tee in next week's episode of the show. So, I gotta ask. Any questions?
Questions I walk around in. Questions I didn't thrive in. Questions I will survive in. Questions.
Alright, I only have one question for this week, and it's from Keith Adams from West Monroe, Louisiana. He asked, I'm struggling with David Harbour as Hellboy. He seems okay and all, but Ron Perlman was on point. Got mixed emotions about this reboot now. What do you think, Victor? Well, Keith, here's the thing. When a movie's rebooted, chances are they won't use the same cast, or they won't use the same actors and actresses. They'll go with a completely different cast and just go from there. Now, I'll be honest. I mean, I'll agree with you. I wholeheartedly agree with you, Keith. I think Ron Perlman was an unbelievable Hellboy when he played him in those 2 movies, and also when he played the voice of him in the animated features that went directly to DVD. all I have to say is, well, give it a chance. I mean, they pretty much did the same thing with DC did the same thing with just about every Superman movie that's come out since 2006. I mean, you have, because you have that awful movie directed by Bryan Singer called Superman Returns, where they casted Brandon Routh as the lead role, and then 6 years later, or should I say 7 years later, with Henry Cavill playing the lead role. I mean, it's a lot of times when they reboot it, it's not always what we're used to. But just give it a chance. I'm quite sure that this actor's not going to hold a candle to Perlman. I mean, really, that's just, I don't think anyone can, because Perlman's just an incredible actor. I mean, we see what he did on the Beauty and the Beast series many, many years ago, and then with Hellboy. But just give it a chance. All right, that's it for any questions. If you have any questions you want to ask me, please feel free to do so. I mean, you can ask here on YouTube. Contact info's down there. You can watch it on any social media outlet which I'm on, which is Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Tumblr. Or if you're just watching this and you happen to see me out and about, go ahead and ask a question, and I will ask and answer on the show, as long as it's pertaining to comics or anything within that realm on the show. If it's like any personal questions, I'm not going to dare ask and answer them on the show. Alright, now D'Angelo Blue from Youngstown, Ohio has requested a Comic Hero Throwdown Showdown fight, and this one features one of the most deadliest characters in the Marvel Universe going up against one of the most deadliest characters in the DC Universe, and also the most deadliest character of the member of the Watchmen. Representing Marvel, we have Thanos, and representing DC, we have Dr. Manhattan. These two are going to duke it out in a segment I like to call
The Comic Hero Throwdown Showdown.
Welcome to the Comic Hero Throwdown Showdown. Today, it's Thanos versus Dr. Manhattan. Thanos possesses superhuman strength, speed, agility, durability, and longevity, superhuman physiology of the Eternals, genius-level tactician, is a skilled hand-to-hand combatant, and plasma energy projection. Dr. Manhattan possesses subatomic perception and control, a limited manipulation of matter in his own body, invulnerability, and clairvoyance. Who will win? Dr. Manhattan understands how dangerous Thanos is and ends it quickly by disintegrating him. Dr. Manhattan wins. But wait! Thanos came prepared. Of course he had the Infinity Gauntlet. At the impact of Dr. Manhattan's attack, he activated the Time Gem and caused time to go in reverse. He then ends the fight by snapping his fingers. Dr. Manhattan then disintegrates. Thanos wins, and that concludes this fight on the Comic Hero Throwdown Showdown. Alright, I hope you enjoyed that fight. If you have fight requests for future episodes, contact info is down there. Alright folks, it's time for Comically Speaking, so without further ado, let's talk comics! Alright, there are three things I'm talking about in this segment of Comically Speaking. The first one is Denise Crosby. Now, she's most well known for her role as Lieutenant Tasha Yar on Season 1 of Star Trek Next Generation. And she's also been on other TV shows like The Walking Dead. Well, she has been, she is one of the guests, or going to be one of the guests, at Louisiana Comic-Con in Lafayette this coming March. And I'm really excited about her. I loved her role as Lieutenant Tasha Yar. And hopefully I'll be able to get an interview with her. Yeah. So Denise Crosby, a guest at Louisiana Comic Con this coming March. And once again, as it is every year, it's going to be at the Cajun Dome Convention Center in Lafayette. I will be going. All right, now the second thing. Now, on the same day that I did episode 238 of the Comic Hero Show, I went out to see Venom. And honestly, I wasn't disappointed at all. I enjoyed it. I mean, it was a great movie. There were some people that were saying that Venom wasn't that good, or they were probably like in their feelings about it because it didn't involve Spider-Man. But the way the script was written, the way that they just went about it, it worked. I mean, it really worked. And I mean, words just can't describe how awesome I thought the movie was. I mean, Tom Hardy really delivered as both Eddie Brock and Venom. And I'm gonna go ahead and talk about this too, because it's been a little over 2 months since the movie came out. But there was an extra scene in the movie where Eddie Brock ends up going to this prison and he ends up visiting Cletus Cassidy. Now this lets you know that there's going to be a sequel to it, but it's not so much that it was it was Cletus Cassidy, but it was the actor that played him, and it was none other than the one, the only, Woody Harrelson. And even though it was only for a few minutes, I can only imagine how he's going to deliver as both Cletus Cassidy and Carnage. And you know good and well that if there's going to be a sequel to Venom, you know Carnage is going to be in it. And I can't wait to see that when it comes out. I mean, heck, when Venom comes out on DVD, I'm definitely going to have to buy, because that's one of those movies I could just watch again and again and again and not get tired of. But yeah, Venom, Comic Hero approval. All right, here's the last thing. Now, Wolverine, or the original Wolverine, I'm not talking about Old Man Logan. Wolverine has made his way back to the Marvel Universe. It all got started with The Hunt for Wolverine, and now there's a miniseries that's currently out for Marvel called The Return of Wolverine. And also he has these new claws. They're not adamantium. They're made out of some kind of, energy, but he can still cut through anything. But not only that, it's also been told that he's going to return to the brown and gold costume. Now, the brown and gold costume, he wore this for 12 years. He wore it from 1980 to 1992. And honestly, I'm all for it. Now, when I started reading, when I first heard of Wolverine, he was wearing the brown and gold costume. When I started really understanding him more, he was wearing the yellow and blue. Now, he made his debut in the Incredible Hulk number 181 in 1974 wearing yellow and blue. And then he became a member of the X-Men the very next year. And all the way through, and he wore yellow and blue all the way through 1980. Then he switched up, and then they decided to have him wear gold and brown. I dig it. I think it, I mean, heck, I like it. I think it's a great idea. It's better than I'm not going to say it's better than the yellow and blue costume, because that's classic. But it's better than what he wore during the new X-Men years, which is like from 2001 to 2004. That really, to me, that really wasn't Wolverine. That was just like some guy with claws. I mean, the character the character is. I mean, the character's costume. The character is only as good as they're advertised. I mean, or what they're wearing. Now, clothes don't always make the man in real life, but in comics, they kind of do. But brown and gold, I'm like Bart Scott. Can't wait! Alright, that's it for Comically Speaking. Now then, let's get to the comics I bought this week.
Comic books I bought this week.
Alright, first up is The Hunt for Wolverine #1. Astonishing X-Men #17. Justice League #12. Superman #5. Wonder Woman #58. Tony Stark Iron Man #6. Supergirl #24. Aquaman #42. The Fantastic Four Wedding Special. Oh, this is a variant cover. It's not the regular cover. Couldn't find it, so I had to settle for this. X-Men: The Exterminated. Oh, by the way, this is a this is an aftermath of Extermination. The Superior Octopus. Heroes in Crisis #3. Uncanny X-Men #2. Uncanny X-Men #3. Uncanny X-Men #4. Marvel 2-in-1 #12. The Flash #58. The Flash #59. The Amazing Spider-Man #10. Fantastic Four #4. The Green Lantern #2. And finally, Action Comics #1005. Alright, that's 23, which brings the total number of comics that I bought since December of 1997 to 9,045. Alright, well, I hope you enjoyed this week's episode. Here's a question again for a free tee for next week's episode of the show. Which actress plays Aquaman's mother in the Aquaman movie? Everyone who answers correctly will be in a drawing for a free tea in next week's episode of the show. And congratulations to Derek Rhodes from Monroe, Louisiana, who won a free tea in this week's episode. It feels so good to finally be doing the show again. Hopefully I won't ever take a break like that again. There are only a few things that don't take breaks. The news doesn't take a break. Soaps don't take breaks. The weather doesn't take a break, unfortunately. So I want to be part of that group of folks, or group of things that don't take breaks. Learned a lot during that time, and learn a lot about life, and most importantly about myself. I said this on Facebook Live earlier, but if you ever take breaks, always commit to resuming. Never quit. You have nothing to gain from quitting. Now, next week's episode will be the last episode of 2018, and as a tradition that I started back in 2015, and I'm going to continue this until I'm physically unable to do the show. The last episode of 2018 will be a college football playoff episode, and I'm going to be wearing shirts representing all 4 schools that are in the college football playoffs, and they're Alabama, Clemson, Notre Dame, and Oklahoma. So if you're a Crimson Tide, Tigers, Fighting Irish, or Sooner fan, you may want to watch this episode. I mean, you don't have to be a fan. I mean, you can either be a fan, you can be a student, you can be a graduate. You may want to watch episode 240 when I get up. But episode 239, I hope you enjoyed this. Woo! Boy, it's so good to be back, and I hope y'all have a wonderful holiday season. I hope you're with family. I just hope nothing but happiness for everyone. I don't hope for happiness for me. I also hope for happiness for everyone, because being self-preserving sucks. And I feel bad for folks that are that don't give a rip about anyone except themselves. Just saying. Alright, I'm Victor Nunley on the Comic Hero. I'll see you next week for episode 240. So until then, be safe, be blessed, be a hero, and Merry Christmas.